Bernie Page is guest hosting for David Pakman today. It's going to be a great... I watched all the videos be recorded, so I know what she's going to be talking about. Go over there and check that out. And I would ask to do me a favor, and by extension, her a favor, or maybe it's the other way around. Go subscribe to her channel. She is just a few away from 100,000 subscribers. And if you know anything about YouTube, that's a big deal. It's kind of the official, you're officially a YouTuber if you hit 100,000. So thank you very much. You won't regret it. Her content is amazing. What is not amazing, look at that segue, is Lauren Boebert inviting insurrectionists, and we're going to get to what kind of insurrectionists, inviting them to tour the United States Capitol with her. I've said for a long time that the Republican Party is the largest, most effective, dangerous white supremacy organization on the planet. Well, it appears they are also the largest threat to the Republic itself, promoting domestic terrorism. She was outside the Washington, D.C. jail to greet the violent insurrection mob that is being released from jail after they've been pardoned by Donald Trump. Nearly 1,600 of them. Some, the worst offenders, just got clemency, like Stuart Rhodes, convicted of seditious conspiracy, like Enrique Tarrio, these couple of cowards who cosplay like they're some kind of military force. Cowards. Stuart Rhodes spent 7 months in the army and couldn't hack the training and dropped out. Shot his own eye out. This is the caliber of dullard that Donald Trump has deputized as part of his militia. Lauren Boebert went down to greet these cowards, these traitors, these treasonous scum against our country, and let the families know, look, I'm going to be giving tours. We're going to bring them back to the scene of the crime. Watch this.
We've already had to deal with paperwork issues with Coloradans. Last night we were able to expedite that and get them free, but now we're waiting on 22 hostages here in this jail, and according to the United States Marshal, he's dealing with them one by one and getting all the paperwork. So, I would love for President Trump, for Attorney General Pam Bondi to step in and help us out here with the U.S. Marshals and make sure that it doesn't become a paperwork issue. These men have already paid too much time, more time than they ever should. They should have never been locked up. I was on a news interview and someone was asking Trennis, one of our January 6 hostages that's on federal probation until President Trump signed the pardon, and she asked him if he regretted January 6th, and I stepped in and said, you know what I regret? I regret what the media did to lie about the events of that day. I regret that the American people weren't allowed to know how many federal agents were present in the crowd. I regret that the tens of thousands of hours of footage that was recorded at the Capitol was not released immediately to the American public. I regret the livelihoods that were lost, the time that has been spent locked up unjustly, the amount of time in court and on probation and defending defending oneself against something that they shouldn't have been had to defend. I also regret that the American people weren't allowed to see the police officers that were opening gates, opening doors, escorting people into the Capitol.
That's right.
This day was not what the left said, but November 5th showed that the American people believe us, they believe you, they believe that this is unjust because they knew that President Trump was going to pardon them, and that's exactly what he did. That's the mandate that he received overwhelmingly from America, and that is why President Trump is back. And if there's another regret, I'm sure it's only on the Democrats who are regretting that they didn't just shut up, because now they're finding out. They messed around, if you will, for 4 years, and now they're finding out. I want to thank you. I have not. I'm welcome. I'm open to talking to Pam, but I think there's higher ups that she needs to talk to other than me. I want to thank you all for being out here with them. We have a few things to do at the Capitol. We have some votes to do tonight, And I'm hoping that these guys are out before I'm able to return. And if they're not, I'm coming back. I want to see them for their release. And, you know, I'll be the first member of Congress to offer them a guided tour in the Capitol tonight.
They had a guided tour of the Capitol, Lauren Boebert. They've toured the Capitol. They know the layout of the building, the schematics of the building. They had a tour. It was on January 6, 2021, when they attempted to overthrow the United States government with your support, with Josh Hawley's support, with Ted Cruz's support, with Marjorie Taylor Greene's support, with so many of your colleagues' support, and at the direction of Donald Trump. They chanted, "Hang Mike Pence," with the hangman's gallows, but 1,000 feet from where Mike Pence was. How gracious of you to offer these traitors a tour of the Capitol, as you call them hostages, as though due process makes them hostages. Grand jury reviewed the evidence, thought there was enough to send it to a trial where a jury sat in judgment with a judge, and they were sentenced, found guilty and sentenced. They are not hostages. They were not hostages. So what kind of person is Lauren Boebert talking about? What kind of people is Lauren Boebert coming to the aid of to give them guided tours of the Capitol? Remember the idiot with the Viking hat and the weird tattoos and the fur and the brick tattoos, Jacob Chansley, the QAnon shaman? He tweeted this yesterday: "I just got the news from my lawyer. I got a pardon, baby. Thank you, President Trump. Now I am gonna buy some motherfucking guns. I love this country. God bless America. J6ers are getting released and justice has come. Everything done in the dark will come to light," he says. He did an interview with BBC, and the reporter asked him directly about the guns and the need for guns and what's your obsession with guns. This is a member of a group who violently attacked the Capitol. What will they do in their communities with guns? Watch this absolute batshit insane interaction between the QAnon shaman and an actual straight-laced, normal BBC reporter in the UK.
Thank you, President Trump. I'm going to buy some mother effing guns, because presumably now your record has been wiped clean. You are allowed to buy guns again. Is that what you're going to do? Have you gone out and bought them already?
Oh, yeah. Well, I want you to think about something. The mockingbirds in the media and the government demonized me. They made me social pariah. They attached things like QAnon, conspiracy theorist, white supremacist, insurrectionist, racist, homophobe, terrorist. They attached all those labels to my image. And then they imprisoned me for 27 months, 10 and a half in solitary confinement. And then they released me to the public as social pariah without the ability to own a firearm. So I can never really actually bring in a gun to a gunfight. I always have to bring a knife to a gunfight. And you do realize how wrong that is, right?
Jay, you pleaded guilty.
I pleaded guilty. So is this how we do things in England? I say, yes, yes. You can't see, the forest for the trees, my dear.
What was that? That might be a worse British accent than Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins, which is famously terrible. And I wouldn't try to, very proud of himself, unearned arrogance, which is something I'm very fond of saying since Donald Trump's re-election. They made me a social pariah. I hate to break it to you, QAnon shaman who had to have his mommy come to his aid because there wasn't organic food in prison. Fucking weakling. The nebulous conspiracy theory, they didn't make you a social pariah. You are a social pariah. You are a traitor to the republic. You are a weakling and a coward. And you are planning for battle, obtaining firearms for the gunfight. The only threats that have been leveled have been from you to others. No one's threatening you. These people are just, their main goal in life is to be perceived as a martyr, as a victim. Just like their dear leader. It's part of the operating procedures of the Trump cult, is to play the victim when you yourself are the victimizer. Oh, I do say, see the forest through the trees. Oh. See, I'm terrible at it too. Long for years. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I do want to hear from you. If you want to support the work, I would appreciate that very much. You can help me produce these videos with $2 a month, $1.99. Click the join button. See what's involved to become a channel member. You can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Follow me on social media. I am at Dollemore. You can tell me how wrong I am there, like many, many do. And I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.